despite their calm and collected demeanor, there's a lot that goes on behind the curtains of the average INFJ mind. Aside from their vivid imagination, INFJs experience their fair share of anxieties and fears that not many people would fully understand. So, what type realities and possibilities truly terrify this rare type? And are you really an INFJ if these things don't scare you? Welcome or welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1, being truly alone. To be fair, INFJs don't mind being alone. They thrive in solitude and often require plenty of alone time in order to recharge and self-regulate. Yet, because of this essential need and the reluctance to create new connections because of it, INFJs fear they may come to a point of pushing everyone away completely. To put it simply, just because the INFJ enjoys their alone time doesn't mean they don't want people who care for them at a distance. In fact, despite not being the best at maintaining constant communication with their friends, this personality type is known for their loyalty and kindness when it comes to the connections they value. Sure, they may not need to see these connections every week or even every month, but the times the INFJ does get together with those they trust, they are filled with a unique appreciation that restores their faith in the world around them. Without these connections, any INFJ would agree that they wouldn't be the same. Although a house on a hill, on a private island, away from everyone they know may sound nice for this introverted type, the terrifying aspect of it all quickly snaps them back to reality. Number 2, living a meaningless life. The fear of having a lack of purpose in life is a fear that will time and time again keep the INFJ awake at night. Well, while that may not be true literally, there's something about living a life of mundanity and comfort that gives the INFJ a burst of motivation to try something new every time they're stuck pondering on it. For both spiritual and self-critical means, this imaginative type can't help but to constantly re-evaluate their life and the way their current circumstances make them feel in hopes of finding the most meaningful path possible. While this may touch on the fact that they can be too idealistic at times, the terrifying thought of going through life's challenges with nothing to show for it makes the INFJ wince. They can't imagine being at death's door holding onto the regrets of the things they never got around to do, or the goals they never reached due to their lack of confidence. They fear getting stuck into the rut of work and responsibilities for decades, only to retire with no will or energy to execute their dreams. Number 3, their own minds. Filled with both incredible imaginary scenarios and unsettling ideas, the INFJ's vivid imagination can be both a gift and a source of fear. Despite the rich and realistic thoughts that the INFJ's introverted intuitive mind is known for, it's not to say that they don't have a specific wariness when it comes to the power and unpredictability of their own imaginations. By relying on their most dominant function, known as the visionary component of their otherwise logical brain, things can become difficult to process when their thoughts become deeper than they've yet to understand. While this discomfort is still apparent in INFJ adulthood, its most common occurrence comes in their childhood and adolescent years, where the discovery of the inner workings of their mind begin to take a different route as they become more and more exposed to the realities of life. During this time, not only is the INFJ grappling with understanding their cognitive functions, but also with self-esteem and self-acceptance. With this challenging combination, they can end up with self-deprecation and self-criticisms that only terrify the INFJ. Number 4, the future of humanity. Speaking of spending time looking into the dark recesses of their mind, the INFJ type knows firsthand just what humans are capable of. INFJs have a natural interest in all things human behavior related, and aside from looking into their own psyche, they love to analyze the people around them at any given chance. With this innate interest, over the years, INFJs pick up on a few things that ultimately instill this terrifying curiosity of what the future holds for humans and the upcoming generations. By not shying away from all the capabilities of the human mind, this type clearly sees how certain extremes are played out in real time. From the lessons given as a result of history's dictators, the current state of today's politicians, and the blindly following population, most INFJs can't help but to see all the ways humanity will inevitably shoot themselves in the foot. They see how easily manipulated the mind can be, and they also can see just how manipulative those who understand this fact can get. They see the logical and egotistical reasoning behind corruption, power, and force, which ultimately scares them even more to understand the why behind it all. In fact, on a grand scale, there's nothing that quite terrifies the INFJ more than the direction humanity is headed. Number 5. Being betrayed by someone they love. If you know anything about the INFJ type, you'll know that it takes them an unbelievable amount of time to fully put their trust into others. They approach every new connection with extreme skepticism and tend to unapologetically remain this way until they're proven otherwise. So, when they finally do come around, whether it be months or years down the line, they take it pretty seriously. Finally allowing someone in and ultimately allowing themselves to show their love, it's fair to say that the INFJ considers the bond quite significant. However, despite their mostly accurate sense of character and motives, things happen in relationships that no one could have ever predicted. INFJs know that people can and will betray someone they love, only to truly consider the consequences once it's all said and done. Whether it be sharing a secret, romantic infidelity, dishonesty, or any other form of disrespect, this unfortunate aspect of human behavior terrifies the INFJ, and only further contributes to their apprehensive approach to human connection. Number 6. Being convinced to cheat their morals. INFJs are known for being virtuous at heart. Their high morals remain at the root of every decision they make and every action they take, always ensuring the best case scenario for everyone affected. However, as we already mentioned, they know that there are certain scenarios that can make a person put their morals to the side for the sake of instant gratification, impulse, or pressure from those around them. For the INFJ, although rare or arguably never to be played out in reality at all, they fear the potential scenario where they veer away from their tightly held morals. With the ability to see things from multiple angles, INFJs mostly fear that they could potentially justify a particular action despite it going against the principles they have. This justification goes back to the underlying fear of their own minds, and the understanding that we as humans don't always act in the way we'd like to think we do. In fact, due to this fear, INFJs are usually extra cautious when they feel they may be around people or certain situations that may challenge this side of them. And lastly, number 8, being judged or misunderstood. Like we mentioned, it takes a long time for any INFJ to truly open up to another person. They hold their quirky, free-spirited nature back and disguise it as seriousness and mystery in order to get the gist of who someone is. However, this drawn-out process of unraveling the INFJ's true personality may have more to do with the simple fact they're actually terrified of being judged for being themselves. INFJs are already extremely self-critical and naturally private. So when they let their guard down and exhibit their eccentric and sometimes odd humor or gestures, they're analyzing every reaction from their receiver. Should they sense any sudden awkwardness or questionable body language, they will quickly retract their efforts of exposing their fun side and play it off like nothing happened. Unfortunately, due to this underlying and possibly past trauma-induced fear, INFJs tend to overthink these situations entirely, causing them to regret being themselves even when it's received with positivity and similar quirkiness. Well, psychos, that's it for today. So, what fears do you have that you think may be INFJ related? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.